hey world. I wonder if it will work just as cool if I put in my earpiece. I don't like when like the volume don't match up with my words. So I kind of be careful about using my Bluetooth when I'm on here. Huh. Cause that bothers me no matter what I'm doing. So I'm gonna try it for a second. Cause I don't necessarily want to be all at my phone. Okay, so it said it's connected. So let's see. Hello everyone. First of all, how y'all doing? I actually wanted to make sure this area is safe. There's no damn dog crap around here. All right, I think I'm good if I stay in this spot. Hey, hey. So I actually wanted to get on here and talk about and discuss a couple of things, right? So like first, I'll start with saying hello. My name is Darian Nichelle, aka Nikki J, and I am a divine being. I am clearly a channel, which is essentially a open communicator with the spiritual realm. Um, as a child, I had very strong gifts, I guess, from what's coming to my memory, remembrance. Of course, to me as a child, it was just who I was. And some of the memories that's coming back shows that I was not always greatly received in my environments all the time. Also a medium. Well, I'm assuming that a Chandler is also a medium, which is essentially a medium, a tool of a tool of communication. I guess I don't really know how you want to define it. I guess it could have many multiple definitions. I am an author of a book titled "The Pain and the Promise: Child Neglected, God Protected, Beauty Reflected." That is up on my Amazon um, and Kindle, and I probably need to go update some stuff because it's been out for a while. What else should I tell you? I grew up in foster care, have a plethora of experiences that you can go check out via some of the other videos if you choose to. Because I'm not planning to really get much into that. Although my life experiences, I mean, they come out in however video they gonna come out, and sometimes I really can't. Um, I don't know how to control my channels per se, really. So whatever come out comes out. I have had a very diverse walk of life. I've traveled. I have changed from like having no religion in my life to having to being kind of thrown into religion, kind of like they say our ancestors were violently and cruelly. Hey, you, how you doing? That's good. Day going good so far? It's sunny outside. I won't complain. um, what else was I saying? Yeah, so being introduced to Christianity. I mean, first I was introduced through the white church, a Caucasian church in a suburban area, and then introduced through the black church very, very violently, like I would say. Um, and then for as long as I was in that, and then getting out and doing my own thing, and then going back looking for some answers or whatever, and then being a very astute studier which was natural to me as a child too, because I'm a reader. Always been very like reading is my. I mean, I guess it's my entertainment. It's my stress reliever. It's my. It's just natural for me to read. And then essentially leaving back out of religion completely. Probably by the age of like I think 32. I think definitely by 34. I'm 42 now. So there's that. Yeah, so you can go through the channel and then definitely like all of my financial stuff is out there. So you can definitely send me some money. That would be greatly appreciated if you find any kind of value in anything that I say. Hell, however you take it. So let's get down to business. As a astute studier, student of the Bible per se, like I've walked through the Bible with one perspective, and lately I've had an extreme shift in everything, like my entire physical, spiritual, mental, emotional. Um, the spiritual community is calling it an awakening, and apparently I ain't the only person going through this in the world. But I don't know because I ain't seen nothing else. It feel like I'm very the information allowed to get in and out seems to be very restricted, and yeah, even my movements nowadays are restricted. And it's cool. I'm just gonna take it for what it is. That's kind of like my react. That's kind of how I kind of flow through life anyway. Like I'm an air sign. I'm a Gemini. I flow. So I'ma just flow with it. Uh, yeah. So with this perspective shift also came uh, some conversations with the Christian God and about the Christian God and the Bible, going through a total different perspective. So I kind of enjoy that now of giving different perspectives of the way that the Bible can be interpreted depending on your background or your exposure. And that in turn may also, it could teach a lot of people about the gods that they serve or the gods that they are attached to or whatever. Everybody else's journey is what they journey. I ain't really doing nothing but doing what I'm guided to do at any given point of time, and whatever that looks like for anybody else looks like for them. And also in the same time, my spiritual team been giving me a whole lot of information and pumping me up about me and my life and my journey in ways that I hadn't thought of before. So it's all pretty awesome. But before I tap in, because I want to talk about David and Goliath a little bit. So I'm trying to figure out if I should go like from when I was younger or just start off with them. I'm not really sure which way I want to take it yet. So I'm kind of thinking like I was thinking that I would start from when I was younger, and then I was like, and then go into the David and Goliath. Well, not even when I was younger. Essentially, like okay, so there are a lot of things that like I may. First of all, when I channel, I don't really have control over a lot of stuff, and then sometimes I will try to like, come on now, don't start that. Go on about your business. You wasn't even over here. Just okay. We don't have to do none of that today. Thank you. Um, what was I saying? Oh, so like when I channel, I can't always like it just comes out, and sometimes like well from like my psyche, I guess, like some of the vision that I get, or sometimes the voices that I hear that come through with that message. I've tried to be very, I try to be careful to not really say names or like really put that out there because like some stuff I just don't feel like is is appropriate for me to put out there, and especially since all of this my awakening is happening now because of my environment and because of other people's fears and judgments and whatever they wanted to connect my gifts to. My gifts have been lying dormant for a long time, and according to various spiritual communities, it's been done on purpose, and like all these other theories that I really don't get into too deep because I don't know. It's not just me getting these messages; they going out to wherever they go. So like whatever, take what resonates. That's what it is. And so like a lot of that stuff could possibly very well resonate with my life the way it's been. It wouldn't surprise me. And also being truthful, like I ain't really got time to hamper on that. And just to be fair and be respectful because like during this time essentially I'm learning, I'm learning, I'm teaching myself, I'm gathering information from multiple sources and applying it to what fits me, where my soul says fits me. And at this point in time, because I really don't have the rules, and until I feel comfortable to do some other stuff, like I just don't really feel comfortable saying some names and of some people that I don't even necessarily know, even though like for me to be tapped into their energy like that, for me to be getting certain messages, and still I still try to be respectful. And also like I don't even know what y'all can hear because like for me I sound like me, so I don't even know how it translates to anybody else's ear gates or eye gates or whatever, because depending on different gifts, like it's been times when I've been channeling and I can see, like I can see the person, the spirit, the being, like appearing or coming out, or yeah, appearing or coming out the ground, coming out the earth, like the way it is, like it's just interesting. And like I said, I can hear the voices or I can see like the different visions or whatever. Like it just gets different, I guess. I don't know. So yeah, I don't really know how it gets translated. And like I said, like we all got different gifts, and if you here and you supposed to be here, and I'm tapping into you, and whatever. It's a lot of things that's happening around in the world as I've been told. And the other thing I know is that when you get spiritual messages according to time really it has no dimension. Not that we know, like it's not, time is kind of a made up construct for real. And you can tell the most when you start traveling and you realize like, oh yeah, like I just switched time zones over here and I just switched time zones over here. And then when you like been traveling a lot for a couple of days and you realize like you don't even know what time it is, how many time zones you done passed in and all that stuff, you just kind of understand a lot clearer to me that like all this shit is made up and who decided that it was supposed to be. And if your body was actually able, if you had the freedom and the capability to allow your body to take you back to its natural state that you were created to be in, that was taken from that privilege was taken from you through being taken from all of your ancestors and things like that, then like who would you be? What would it look like? What would your time look like? What would your clock look like? What would your life look like? What would your relationships look like? What would your families look like? What would your freedom look like? What would your adventures and your experiences and businesses and things look like if we were, how you doing, essentially free? Free. How would our planet look? What relationships would we be having with her at this point in time? Damn, I'm about to go off. But I feel like I need to share it. I be like, I be trying to stick to the script when I get on here because I'm aware that I go all off over the place. But I just had a moment where I don't know if I should share that right now, though, even though it's coming right here. But let's just say I had a vision in which, in one of my lifetimes, I was my connection with our beautiful, beautiful land and space and universe and planet was a whole lot different than what it is now, way more connected. And due to some programming and some systems and some oppression and some greed and whatever else, envy maybe, I don't know, that shifted. And even if you think about now, like time has shifted, like it hasn't, there's been like a, I don't know, I remember a lot of things and it just be like, I just think that essentially it doesn't take long to wipe out. It doesn't take long to wipe out memories and culture and experiences and identities for real, like at all. You can see it, especially in the hood. Like you can see it every time you turn around. It's the transformation. Schools are closed down. People get scared or teased about, identifying with a certain culture or identifying with whatever and whatever else it is. Like you get, I mean, this shit could change however it's gonna change. And like before you know it, your all black neighborhood looks totally different. Um, your school start looking a little different. And then when you start going to a lot of other schools, you start realizing like, oh, okay. Like I'm just thinking at this moment how many schools I was in my youth and like how it never was hard for me to catch up in anything. Like I stayed sometimes probably way above my class or the environment that I was in, but at least I kept pace with it. Like I didn't fall behind intellectually. Probably was maybe sometimes maybe could have been socially immature or awkward. I don't know. And then also because I was probably in a different social bracket than I was supposed to be as well. I don't know. I ain't come on here for that either today. Um, so what I was thinking is also like so not being able really trying to not to say names and sometimes I can't help it just come out and I be like, should I tag that person and let them know or should I don't know. So I just let it be what it is and in the right time, whoever gonna be sent to help me or, whatever gonna be, we'll figure it out. Um, Cause and at the end of the day, people gonna hear me how they hear me anyway. They gonna hear me depending on their environment, their culture, their perspectives, their lives, their secrets, what they think, the judgment. Like they gonna hear me through their own filters anyway. So that essentially has nothing to do with me because I understand that my heart and my intentions are always pure. Like I don't have no, how you doing? I don't have no impure motives or no motives or no agenda with nobody right now. I'm just doing what's guided for me to do. And I was thinking like, um, I kind of be nervous about, well, not essentially nervous. I have thought about not sharing some things simply because I realized that at one point in time we were hunted, right? If you were different, if you had gifts, we were hunted and killed. I mean, shit, look at us now. Like the original peoples of the planet, we were living a certain lifestyle. And then, whatever story you take on, whatever perception, whatever history you tapped into, whatever part of the world, you realize that at some point in time your people were hunted and or um yeah, hunted either way, whether you were hunted and killed, hunted and captured, or just captured, or Am I in your way? Because I really don't want to get stung, okay? I don't be trusting y'all. I mean, I trust you enough, and I know you probably want to live too. And I trust me to know that, like, I don't want no mistakes. So I love the big community. I promise I love y'all. Because y'all are so special to the community and to the ecosystem. I just want you to keep a little bit of distance from me, even though I'm on the grass. Like, you want me to move, huh? Well, technically, I was right here first, and then you just flew over here. So that you got all that other space, all this space out here, and you choose to be right by me. Give me some space, please, and thank you. Um, yeah. So like, I kind of don't be wanting to put the wrong, like a wrong spotlight on anybody or anything or anybody that may be more vulnerable or just like witch trials. Witch trials came up when I was around COVID for me. I put up a post about witch trials and stuff. So I just want like and also understanding that like either way I'm not taking responsibility for anybody else's actions, but still wanting to make sure that people are safe because I don't really know what the temperature is out there, what the climate is out in the world, what's what. I'm in my own little bubble at this time, and it's cool. It is what it is. I'm just hoping when it's time to get out of it, I can have a whole lot of fun. So, with that being said, David and Goliath, I was thinking, because it's been a long time since I cracked open a Bible for real. For real. Like, I don't know. But I was thinking with David and Goliath, I can't remember why David came in. I'm assuming that Goliath was over there messing with his people, or that's what was translated. But I can't remember the beginning of the story at this point in time. Right. And so, whatever it was, uh, I don't know if that worked. I hope it worked without messing up the. But I'm going to take this out now. Hold it myself. Not go too far. So I was thinking about like David and Goliath and how essentially like David came in, they couldn't nobody fight Goliath. He was supposedly like running the town, running the village or whatever, like came in running. Cause I'm like, hey, how you doing today?
What up? What up? How you doing?
I'm decent.
That is better than not decent.
Yeah, always.
What's up? Peace and love.
Huh?
I said peace and love.
Peace and love to you too. Hey, thanks for the bell. uh, so what was I saying? Okay, so like, cause I don't even remember. I just remember saying like Goliath was supposed to be the outsider, right? Or maybe David was the shepherd, so maybe he had come in from the pasture, and maybe he had been out the pasture for a while, and for a longer time or whatever, and then he decided to come in, and he was like, oh, okay, and he took in everybody else's account, and he was like, well, if he an issue over here, I'm gonna go ahead and get them together, right? So then I was just thinking recently, like, well, I ain't really think actively of it, it just came because going through the Bible and I guess coming around to different perspectives of what things could mean depending on where you are. Because I do feel like the Bible is a book, is holy to some people, and I think that any book can be holy to anybody. Because if that's the mindset we going in, I done read a whole bunch of holy books. I guess that could be a reason why I'm so holy myself. Um, so David shoots the slingshot. I mean, the what they say, he grabbed the rock and he threw it, and it hit Goliath. Right? What was it, in the forehead and the eye or whatever? But then I just was like, had that thought like, oh, so that shit hit Goliath so hard because it opened up his, because David threw so much power through his hand, like his hand. He was like, whatever you got going on, let me take you through a journey. Goliath's ass was stunned. He threw that information, whatever it was, whether it was a little a literal stone or uh, some magic. Cause like I've been looking at the Bible lately, like ooh, we can make this all kind of stuff from us, not them. I don't like. I don't be watching none. I probably did when I was little. I'm pretty sure I did like some of they stuff. Cause I used to be real heavy into Greek mythology and like the gods and stuff, and I don't really remember any of those stories anymore, which is crazy. Um, I've read so many books over my lifetime, all kind of genres, and I used to watch a lot of some stuff on TV until I got tired of like white people having all the like no all the creative power, and I just be like, we could do this so much better. Not to be like that for real, but it's for real. It's for real. This is what it is, and it just like just I don't know. I get tired of seeing people that don't look like me on my screen. So I did get Quayle TV, the app. I got my subscription to Quayle TV. If you aren't hip, you should go. They used to tag it the Black Netflix. So y'all can check that out. KWELI TV, and they got some really good content over there too. But I'm sidetracking. So anywho, I was thinking like, oh, so if it was I might as well just take that journey because I did have that thought. If it was like a supernatural thing, like, oh, this, let me see. So Goliath would have been let me see, because if David, maybe it was two wizards. I don't know. But then David threw some, because maybe Goliath wasn't awakened yet. So David threw that magic at him or whatever, hit his ass in his third eye, and it knocked his ass out because he wasn't ready. Kind of like me, like that third eye get awakened to a certain capacity to something like that. It's stun you all the way, and you got all this stuff coming through. So that's kind of better than that's kind of a better revenge than anything. Like, oh, you causing chaos over here. Pew, let me remind you who you are, who we are, and all that stuff. So that I feel like that's could have been why Goliath was out. Cause I don't remember. Did they say he killed him? I can't remember. I remember he knocked him out. If he did kill him, like maybe he wasn't strong enough to hold all that power, all that wisdom, all the memories, all that past life regression, and all that other stuff that was coming through, all the damage, all the sins, quote unquote, like. But sin don't. I think if I'm correct, the definition of sin is just death or separation or something, separation from God or whatever. So like all the judgment, like whatever he had done was bullying around, whatever he was doing intentionally to other people, like he couldn't handle that thrown back at his ass, and was knocked them out, whether it knocked them out and killed them or whatever. Like took them out enough for them to get them together, like tie him up, restrain him. If I can remember the story, which I can't. I cannot remember it completely. And also, like, boom, what you think about that perspective? Well, because that really came across, and I could like see the scene happening. It's like so clearly in my head, and I almost, no, I ain't want to go get my Bible. I'm lying, like it crossed my mind, and I was like, nah, I ain't doing that. I don't feel like it. Uh, I don't really feel like it. So I didn't. I'm like, I'm just gonna go off the top of my head of what I do remember, and then whenever I get to some of the other prophets and stuff, like I might open my Bible just a little bit, just to have like remember some names or whatever. Cause I'm like, what do I want to say about Jonah being in the belly of the beast, essentially the whale, but the whale regurgitated his ass out. So, he was protecting him from something. As we know, it was a storm. He was just like, you're going to be safer in here if that's how we want to go with that. Or what is a whale connected to? Because, whale sounds are very healing the of the whole entire planet, for real. And I know I'm taking another sidebar, but when I see that like the orcas are tearing shit up out there, I'm like, that's what y'all get. Like, I don't be having no sympathy for us overall. Not for real, cause I'm like, we did a lot to we do a lot to their water and to their planet and everything, and they've been kind of asking us nicely to be careful of what we doing. Like that was a thing a few years ago about like the crab. Like there was no crab around anywhere. Like you couldn't buy crab legs or anything to eat, and then there was a shortage. Like they disappeared. Are y'all freaking insane? And maybe it could just be like uh our queen of the water said, our mother of the water said, are you kidding me? You don't get to have anything else. You have used the allotment that I have for you. What you trying to do? What y'all trying to do? Empty everything? We are ridiculous. We too ridiculous out here. No balance. No, like, what happened to the people that need to be fishing is only the fucking people that understand balance and sacrament and like, cause y'all be having greed, 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 greed. Hell, like what? Don't nobody think about nothing. But what's up for them? And I'm not saying you can't enjoy crab because I have enjoyed some crab cakes. I don't eat any land animals. My seafood thing is kind of low. Like I do fish. I keep saying that I would still eat crab, like crab cakes or something, or like some dip or something like that. I probably would. Same with lobster. I probably won't just go get a lobster tail, but if you give me some lobster pasta or some lobster vegan mac and cheese, like lobster mac and cheese, but the mac and cheese got to be the mac and cheese got to be vegan or non-dairy. I really don't want all that dairy for mac and cheese. I still like mac and cheese though, but like I make mine with non-dairy cheese. If I use some regular cheese, it's gonna be like a little bit. But yeah, but I will do some probably some lobster mac and cheese and stuff. Like my diet ain't totally restricted. I don't have like that. Oysters and all that other stuff. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Don't even. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. The texture of that. Nah, I have tried calamari before, which is essentially octopus when it's fried. And like, I mean, it ain't nothing that I have to have. It ain't always like it got to be done a certain way. Cause if it's not, then yuck. So I have had calamari a couple times, maybe a handful at max if I have throughout my life. If it's a whole handful, probably like 4 or 5 times. Just maybe a handful. I've had a couple here and a couple here. Nothing that I just ordered, but if somebody next to me has some, I might be willing to try one or two or three. But I'm like, as I'm looking at my octopuses, I'm like, I don't want to eat you. You guys are like, I already knew I didn't anyway. Like, you wouldn't be able to just grill no octopus or like, all the calamari I had with calamari is just that, right? When it's fried, the fried rings. Yeah, because now I'm going to dip it in some sauce. But I don't want that no, like, I'm like, I don't want no damn octopus. Um, Yeah, so my dalliance into the oceanic waters for food purposes are essentially fish and some crab and some lobster. But when I'm like, would I eat a crab leg, a king crab leg? Would I probably just like take the meat out of a crab leg? Possibly. Possibly. I possibly could do that. I possibly would do that. Definitely would do some gumbo. Probably would do some gumbo, but it would have to be like I made me some gumbo before. It was, of course, I ain't do like the sausage, like the. Did I do the vegan sausage at that time? Maybe not. At one point in time, I did. Just went off topic that quick. At one point in time, I did the processed vegan meats for a minute, like the Beyond Meat. No, yeah, Beyond, because I tried an Impossible Burger twice and it made me incredibly sick both times. Like my body rejected that shit immediately. And I was like, okay, not gonna do that. The Beyond Meat because I used to do the Beyond Burgers. Those didn't bother me. But then I just didn't do anything. Like, I'm just like, I whether my food still be like, I know exactly what it is. So I'm gonna do like a black bean burger, and I like the meatier textures, you know. So sometimes I still will, very rarely, might do a Beyond, but it's been so long since I did a Beyond burger, and I don't have to. I don't have to because they had like a couple mushroom alternatives that I really preferred and loved anyway. Mushroom, boom, like boom, can't go wrong with that. Uh, so yeah. Oh, I'm like, well, how did I get onto that? Because I was talking about Jonah being in the belly of the beast. And then I was saying like the orcas, how we've been getting reports of them sinking ships and stuff. And I don't be feeling bad for nobody. I'm disconnected from that. I'll be looking at it and I'll be like, well, what did y'all do to them? What happened? Like, who is it? Just like a couple years ago when the elephants was whooping ass, like coming back and whooping ass. I'm like, okay, elephants are usually gentle and they have a long memory. And some of the memes on social media made sense. Like, what did you do to their mama or them or whatever? Like, y'all think that these animals don't be remembering stuff. And when you have like such a gentle animal like that, and then you got people freaking killing giraffes and elephants for trophies, like who the fuck are y'all? That just makes me so mad. Like, who who are y'all? Who raised you and told you that you can do that for sport? Just to put their head on your damn wall or something? Like, no respect of nature to me. And it's different, I guess, if you hate everything else and like that, but none of that makes sense to me. That's not my culture. That's not my thing. But there are cultures for that that do that, and I don't try to want to be insensitive. And it's like, are you being wasteful though? Like, why are you killing the giraffe? Why are you killing this animal that is just like here on this earth? And do you really need their meat for food? Like, in your region, is your food lacking to where you have to go kill this giraffe for food? Is there many cultures that like just randomly just go kill giraffes for their food? For food, like out here in this land, to where like it's happening so much that I freaking know about it. Why are elephants freaking being dismantled, destroyed, and killed for their fucking tusks? Like, the audacity is at an all-time high. That's why I be telling her, like, hey, if you want to let it up, then let it up. Like, I'm gonna be all right, and your people gonna, like, the people that's supposed to be all right, it's gonna be all right. Cause this, you could see why Sodom and Gomorrah was yanked up, and it probably had a little bit to do with that, the sexual immorality, because them niggas was tripping off some of them stories. And also, like, gluttony, overindulgence, rape. Y'all think that's the only type of rape? Y'all are raping this beautiful planet, our beautiful planet, of her resources. They belong to her. She is simply allowing us to be here, especially if you're not part of the original tribes anyway. What? You should be holding holy sacrament for everybody else to make sure that she don't expel you out of her damn existence. Instead, you being rude and disrespectful and disgusting and just gluttonous and just the stuff that y'all just do. Ugh. And some of y'all, in the name of y'all God, whoever God y'all choosing to worship or talk about at that time, or in the name of whoever the hell you think you are, your your little minuscule definition of power. Like, you don't even know what power really is. If you gotta do all that, if you gotta do all that, nigga, go sit your ass straight the fuck down, cause you ain't got it. To hell, who told you that's what power was? Who told you that that's what it was? That's what you supposed to do. That's how you supposed to act. Mm-mm. Nah, nigga. No. Go sit down. That shit need to be stripped from you immediately, like a couple centuries ago. Are you nuts? Are you kidding me? Destroying shit, just destructive. Just because destructive as you breathe. Just like that chick that was over there fucking hitting on me. Like, you know how old we are? You just hit me because my words. Like, okay. Because that's the only thing I can think of is you over here hitting me because my words. Just they made you uncomfortable. And you older than me. You think that's acceptable? That's cool. It ain't cool. And it's going to be like, it is what it is. I ain't got to count the days. Just like you were irrelevant in my life, you're going to be irrelevant. So it's like the same thing. Like, y'all just think that y'all are what, tough? Y'all just gonna force somebody to do this planet to kneel to you? Is that what you think? Yeah, and where's the one? Well, there everything is in divine timing, because I guess once they got the keys and the code and they got some of the secrets or whatever happened, it had to be a time, such as it was a time, and that time needs to be ended because they haven't shown any reason of why they should stay in power. And anything that's attached to them and serving them willfully as their servant or friend or partner or whatever it is, they can have their time too. If you chose a side, then I guess you chose a side, and that got ain't nothing. Hey, that's gonna have to do with all that. It's gonna have to go through whatever systems it's gonna go through when it goes through it. Cause y'all are not not right. There's a lot of y'all that ain't right. And that's what you chose to do with your power. Like, that's what you chose to do when you decided to take the keys. When you decided that you wanted to, like, be in charge. You decided that I need to suppress this. And even if you thought that you had a different perspective, that you could do something that could bring out something a little bit more beautiful, a little bit more different, like, what did you do? You decided to dominate and take over. You decided that whatever you could offer was way better than what was already here instead of trying to be complimentary. That's how you do partnership. That's how you do ownership. That's like who told you you own anything? This ain't yours. This is not yours. And I guess that's why you won't give a fuck, because you are not the true keepers of the land. I guess you wouldn't know how to be respectful and responsible and to honor and to pay sacrilege and to make sure that the fucking natives of lands that don't want to be touched by your bullshit are protected and don't touch them. Why y'all going around here? Why y'all going around here? Why is there so many native people, tribes that's coming out saying that like we want to be untouched by y'all civilization, and yet y'all still keep trying to touch us? And then I be wondering, like, sometimes, like, are y'all the native tribes of that land? Maybe that's his own thing. I don't really even know, but it definitely crosses my mind. Like, is it somebody else's ancestors saying come over here too for like the chosen? And then there's other times where I'm like, so if that is you, if you are the native, that's your stuff, and you asking for help, like, do I even want to share this? Like, because if you've been uncontacted or whatever, like, how much access do you have to be sending out this message? So who is the message for? Is it for them to have more people to come over so that they can overtake you? Because clearly y'all putting up a good fight if they can't get it through. Or is it for you to be like, we need some help over here for more natives or somebody that can come and help us because they overpowering us? Like, and I be wanting to know, like, should I share it or should I not? Sometimes I share it because I'll be like, hey, I'm hoping that it's enough of us or they got enough people. How y'all doing?
Hey, how you
To balance out the scales. Like, at some point I gotta put trust in the fact that like I'm seeing it for a reason and understanding that there and it's a lot of eyes happening in the scene or the unseen or both, and like I don't want to throw a shot up for the wrong team, and then I just be having to make a judgment call, and sometimes I just won't touch it. I just won't touch it. Not that I don't care, maybe because I don't have enough information, and maybe because also because like I'm concerned of possibly being a piece of the Jenga puzzle that create more harm than help, or put a native tribe in the wrong predicament or something like that. So like even like you going through now, y'all holding y'all own and not kind of be thinking, and if that's y'all land, that's y'all land. Like take them niggas out, and then I just be like, hey, take them out. So then it's the other thing, like is y'all, if the other team the lose is the other team putting up a SOS and they like we need more help because like who are you to come up in my land taking my anything like nigga, take all y'all out and who gonna come over here. And then also understand the technology and if you've been uncontacted. So it just be a whole lot of things that my brain thinks about, strategy wise, I guess. What's most beneficial, what needs to be considered even before I press that share button. So I don't know. Um, yeah, that's enough of this. It's longer than I wanted. Y'all have a good day.